this past weekend. You got an all-athlete matchup. I mean, you guys played HSU, who's been a solid program. I mean, went to the playoffs last year. Just talk about the game and how you guys felt you guys did.
No, I was really pleased. I was nervous about the game. I think Hardin-Simmons has a chance to win their league, I think. I told Coach Brackett, man, I think he has good players. I know he's a good coach. He knows how to use his talent. And, I mean, they showed it early in the game, hitting some shots and making things tough on us. And so pleased with how we kind of kept our composure through some of that. Then we went in and hit shots, which helps, which we've struggled with this year. So, but I thought, the best part about the game was I thought, we were missing two really important pieces to our team, in Keon Williams and Joseph Van Zant. And so to go in there and to have some other guys step up, we had guys playing out of position all night long. I thought Dontrez Williams did a great job playing the forward spot for us, which he doesn't usually do. I thought Christian Alston stepping in, who hasn't played much this year. And not only has he not played, I kind of moved him over a spot because when we moved Dontrez, we kind of needed to slide somebody else over too to fill that gap. And so I thought Christian did a great job. And I told him after the game it had nothing to do with him hitting shots. I know he can hit shots. That's why he's here. But, the things that have kept him off the floor right up to this point, I thought he was doing the right things. He was turning down some open shots. He was getting other guys involved. He was staying in front of the basketball defensively, and that's what it takes to play. You can't just come in and hit shots, right? So really proud of both those freshmen. I thought they did a great job. And then just some other guys, I think coming in and doing what they do, and we wanted to rebound the ball. We knew that was where we had an advantage. And we knew that, they don't pressure the way we do defensively, and so we couldn't give them live ball turnovers, and we needed to turn them over. And we forced them into 11 turnovers in the first half, which is why we had the lead we had. And then those other guys kind of holding down court for those guys missing.
And I know you guys aren't primarily an offensive team, but 93 points. Just talk about the effort that you got from all the guys on your roster that played, especially some that got extended minutes.
Yeah, I think it always helps when Colby plays. He's like an automatic three, at least one. But he knows if he doesn't shoot the ball, I won't play him. So, but the other guys, I thought it comes down to what I said earlier. It's that we had guys that came in, they were turning down shots. Like they're starting to finally buy into that's how you score. Like you can't just come down and take the first open shot unless it's a great shot. But we were turning down good shots to create great shots, and when you do that, your shooting percentages go up. We've showed our guys the percentages of threes that you shoot when the ball goes inside first. That's a difference of like 30% with our team right now. So as long as we go inside, we actually do shoot the ball well. But when we just pass once or twice and jack a three, we don't have a high percentage. And so I thought we were doing those things, and that's where the point production came from. And then, turning them over, 10 or more times in the first half is always something that's a goal of ours because that creates offense, right? And so we were able to do that. We've only done that twice this year now. And so in both of those, we've scored well.
And in your last four games, you're 3-1. I think in the last six, you're 4-2. One of those losses coming on the road against a good Baylor team.
Yeah.
Talk about your team's hot right now. So kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen you in a while. We've been on the road, man. We went 6 in a row on the road, and I told our guys, man, I was super proud of them because a lot of teams at our level have to do that this time of year, and we've done it, and rarely you look around the country and a lot of mid-major programs have losing records right now. It's because they're out there playing on the road. They're playing guarantee games. We were able to go out there and survive it and win some road games. We went to Montana. We split that trip, which when you go play a back-to-back weekend like that and play Friday, Saturday, that's exactly what you want to try to do. That's your goal. You hope you win them both, but if you come out of there with a split, you're pretty happy. And we did. We split that, and we went on the road and beat a really good Omaha team. And then, came home for a day and took off for New Mexico State and beat a really good New Mexico State team who beat, New Mexico 3 days later, and so, and then just to continue that, moving forward. I really was actually proud of our guys at Baylor. I know the score didn't look like it, but I thought we kept our composure. We didn't panic. Baylor's a top 10 program in the country, right? And so we knew that going into it. And so I felt like we did a really good job there. So I think we are playing well, but we're not playing as good as we can, and if we were playing as good as we can right now, I'd be a little concerned. I think this team has done a great job of consistently getting better, and I hope I see that this week.
And taking those long road trips, can help you guys when it comes to WAC conference play. Just talk about the advantages that come with dealing with long road trips early on in the season.
Yeah, you can look at it two different ways. We talked about that. Yeah, I think that when you go on the road like that and you have big road trips, that's when your team can grow together, which is a big part of what we do. It's not just about making and missing shots. It's about being connected and knowing each other's tendencies and things like that. And that's what you get to do on the road. Also, when you go on the road, you're not in class. You're together all day. We can actually practice a little bit, and so I think that's what we got out of that. Is we grew together as a team through the good and a couple bad. Montana State and Baylor put it to us pretty good, and so we went through the ups and the downs of that. And I think that's what we're going to do in our league. I mean, our league, we travel all the way to Seattle. We travel to Utah, twice. We travel to Phoenix, Arizona. We travel to Riverside, California, and so I've tried to create some of that in the non-conference to kind of prepare us for that, and because the league didn't do us any favors. We start league play with 3 straight road games, and so. Anyway, I think that's what you get out of that. As you grow, you get more connected, and I think we've seen that in the last couple games. These guys are starting to feel more comfortable together.
And looking ahead, you get to stay in Texas at least for the next couple of games. One against East Texas A&M on the road, and then back home for Texas Southern. Just talk about those kinds of matchups and what you're looking for your team.
Yeah, we're excited about staying in Texas for a couple weeks. I think East Texas A&M, I've known Coach Rosenberg over there for a long time, and so he's a really good coach. I mean, they were division, they're in the transition process right now. I think year 3. He had a really, really good Division II program that he was running, and man, he's played. I think we talked about it. He's played like 4 top 20 teams in the country. You cannot look at their record and think that that's how they are. They've been in games. They've beaten. They played South Alabama yesterday. And played them really well. They lost, but they played really well. And South Alabama's a team that's, very similar to us. I think they're 7-4 or 8-4. And so, we got a challenge ahead of us, but I am happy that we don't have to get on a plane. But that game's going to be tricky. It's at 11 a.m. It's their education day. And so we're going to play in front of 1,400 elementary school kids. That's a little different. It's hard to prepare for. But then, then we get to come home, and play a game this weekend, before Christmas break. And then we stay in Texas again with a road game at A&M and SFA here, which is New Year's Eve. We're going to need everybody who's here to come to that one. But we're just excited about it, man. Before we have to take off on this road trip the league sent us on, we get to stay here in Texas. But we're playing quality opponents, man. We're going to have to be playing pretty good ball.